Zoom, 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 Lego.
What up? What up? You can't see me here today, back again. You already know what it is. Rimworld Alpha 13. We are back and continuing the series. What's up, everybody? Thank you for watching. Check me out. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave those comments, and do what you do, and I'm gonna do it too, alright? So, in the last episode, we established power, we had fueled and solar generators, we enclosed our stockpiles, we increased our crop plot sizes for the potatoes and the hill root, and we also got a new member right before we finished, yes. So we're gonna keep building this colony, man. If you don't know, Rimworld is a colony builder simulator by Tynan and Sylvester. Started out as a Kickstarter. You basically crash land on a planet and you're trying to build and survive. You face all of the elements: weather, animals, sickness, disease, and raiders. Other colonists who happen to have been here who come after you when they see what you got. So you gotta get ready at the gate. You know, they start you with some wood, with some metals, and then you start to build. You also have to research to grow. So I'm building, what I'm doing now, I'm starting to build some rooms because your people, well, actually I'm going to build a grow area over here for trees. Because when you start out in an area, and of course you have to cut down some trees. You start with a certain amount of wood, but then you have to start cutting trees because you're going to use wood. But eventually you're going to take all of the wood, use all of the trees in that area. So you got to start replanting. You got to think about the future. So you definitely want to start planting trees in a certain area at some point, because of course trees take seasons. They take almost years to grow, and you'll run out if you wait too long. You kind of get caught out there. Okay. So I'm also going to defend my area a little better. So I'm going to wall off these areas. And I'm going to use a little trick I found out, a new defensive trick by my man Blaine Sarge. What's up, Blaine? Picked up a little trick from him, and I'm going to implement that in a minute. Basically, you do two parallel walls, and you put doors in between the walls at the same area, which you'll see, but you put traps. They have these traps that if the enemies run over them, you know, it gets them. Of course, they're going to avoid them. But the way you design these wall structures, they're forced to go through the traps. So you'll see that in a minute. That's coming in a minute. Right now, I'm just going to start laying the walls out. And you'll see it's funky. So, yeah. I had my people in the first area up there that you saw. And they're okay in the beginning, sleeping in the same room together. I mean, you do it because your resources are limited, and you don't want to overdo it trying to make rooms for everybody and stuff at the beginning. You can, but it gets kind of risky and iffy. You may start to run out of supplies, and then you may get attacked, or you may mess around and have a eclipse where you're not having power, or some unforeseen thing thrown at you, and the fact that you used up a lot of your resources early could affect you. So you keep them all in a room together. You have the kitchen, everything in the same room. They don't like it when people walk through, it disturbs their sleep, but they deal with it in the beginning. They just happy to be alive. So I basically had about 3 or 4 open areas, so I'm walling off all those areas, anywhere that an enemy can come from, any direction. The bottom, south, right here the southeast, it's an area of the northeast, and then the northwest is open. I'm gonna do the northwest last. It's kind of big, I should be able to see them coming, but I'm gonna wall that off too. It's a very large area. So yeah, I'm cutting it off, you know, kind of just close to where the mountains are, so I don't have I don't have to use as much wood. And then eventually I'll probably expand that out too, because my colony is probably gonna get big enough that I'm gonna need to expand it. Yeah. So okay, if you see this funny looking area on the mountain right here, that's compacted steel. Compacted steel is very useful for many things that you build in the game. Oh man, I can't build across that. I don't know if that's considered water or if that's just considered unusable land, unfertile land. But I gotta kind of make this funny for now, because that brown patch right there, it won't let me build over. Okay. And I'll probably readjust this at some point. So let's shift back down. Like I said, this is my little home base. You see they're all in the same room. I have a table, I have beds, I put a couple batteries in there. Batteries store the solar energy and the fuel energy, just any energy you're producing during the day. Uh-oh. We're getting raided. We're getting raided. This is our first raid, everybody. Ah, man, who is this dude? Macaulay? Macaulay, you don't want nothing, son. He got a steel shield. Did we get raided in the last one? Maybe we faced one raid. Maybe we already faced a raid, but it don't matter. We facing another raid, man. Raids are one of the best things about this game. When you get attacked and you got to defend it, you got to figure out your strategy. You can take all of your people and just rush the person and stab them up, shank them, beat them down. Or you can stand back with your guns. If you got pistols, if you got AKs, sniper rifles, you're not going to start out with all that in the beginning. But if you have those available, you can utilize them and pop them. Everybody firing at once. When you make your defenses, those automatic turrets, you can use those. I'm gonna get some of those, but you see them? They shooting at them. I had to zoom in a little bit just so y'all can see, because I had it kind of zoomed out for a second. So this is the video editing zoom. This isn't the real zoom. I needed to be able to see everything. So you see they shooting at him. He rushing somebody. Uh-oh. I let him get too close. So now I'm gonna have him melee attacking. Boom. And he's done. He's done. He's over. He's still alive though, luckily. So since he's still alive, you see that little exclamation point floating. That means he's alive. You have to have a jail cell though to capture them. So what I gotta do, this usually happens when you first start the game. You forget to make a jail cell, or you're not thinking about making it. And the minute you fight an enemy or get raided, then you have to hurry up and make it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm making the bed. Then it won't let you imprison him. See, I tried to capture him. It says I don't have a place. But that's because you have to switch the bed over to a prisoner's bed, which makes it a prisoner's room. Oh man, he got a cracked rib, gunshots, knife cuts, torso messed up, left leg gunshot. Oh man, we was wearing him out. Woo. So let's go on and capture him, Macaulay, and let's see. Then you got to go to your settings, your prisoner settings. I'm gonna give him herbal medicine so he can at least get healed. Actually, I give him the normal medicine or worse, and chat and recruit. This means we want to recruit him. His recruitment difficulty is 68. So that means you got about a what's that, 32% chance of recruiting him. Not too bad. If you keep trying, eventually 32%, that's a good roll of the dice. It'll happen eventually. First you got to warm him up, and I think as you talk to him and as you feed him, as you doctor him, that makes that number go down a little bit where he wants to join, or it's a little easier to recruit him. But you know, certain ones have certain difficulties. Like when I see the ones and they're like 90, their recruitment difficulty is like in the 90s, which means you only got like a 5% chance or 8% chance. I either kill them and take their clothes and their gun. Well, I already took their gun, or I just let them die. Actually, my new thing, this is a tip for you: don't execute them. Either let them go or just let them die. I let them die on their own. I don't feed them. I don't give them any medical attention. They'll bleed out. They'll just die, and then you can take their resources, take their clothes, take whatever they got, and bury them. You also can, oh, I forgot to harvest their organs. Oh man. Even as I continue to play, I've captured a couple more. Oh man, and I forgot I could harvest their organs. I'm gonna start doing that later on when I capture some more people, because you can harvest organs and sell them on the black market. You also can sell prisoners, but your people don't like it. So you got to watch out for the things your people don't like. They don't like when you execute people. They feel like we a messed up dictatorship, and they don't like when you sell people off into slavery. So you got to just let them die, and they don't get mad about that. So yeah, this is cool. So we got another person join, which I like. We fended off a raid. We're starting our defenses, starting to build our defenses further, put up walls on the different sides, and then after I get more wood, after I chop down a few more trees, I'm gonna tackle that northwest side and defend that. I'm putting down flooring in here And I'm actually making this my cooler now. That's what I'm doing. This was just a storage pile, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take all this wood and this metal out. I'm gonna make a stockpile right outside here in a second, which I've done, so you see them moving it out. And this is just gonna be for food and medicine and maybe organs when I start harvesting organs. So yeah, because like I said earlier, look at this bear coming over here. Bear, what you doing, man? Get up out of here. This bear over here eating my food. These animals, man, they didn't used to do that in earlier ones, like in Rimworld 10, Alpha 11. The animals would wander, but they wouldn't eat your food. They actually eat your food up now. I might have to take this bear out. But, you know, I ain't trying to have him run up on my people. I mess around and shoot him, he get mad, and then he kills somebody or mangle somebody's arm off or something. Gotta watch that, gotta watch that. But yeah, you also control the temperature. So they start at about 70 degrees with these coolers. And so you lower the temperature, but the lower you go, it's kind of like when you turn up your AC or your heat, it puts out more wattage. It starts at 20 watts, then it goes up to 200. So you got to manage that, man. It's weird. People know how to do it, but I haven't figured out how to do it where you use 2 or 3 and it keeps it low. But we'll work on that on the next one. We're gonna bring this to a close. You can't see me, Rimworld Alpha 13. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. And man, if you feel it and you like what I do, check out my Patreon, man. Make sure you do your thing. And you know what you must do above all things? You know what you must do above all things. And oh yeah, thank you for coming through, man. So you know what you must do. Make your next move your best move, alright? Peace.
You can see me, your favorite gamer.
First on the track. Zoom, 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 let go. Zoom, 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 let